Hello guys and welcome back to this new devlog. I haven't uploaded in the past few days, or I better say in the past few weeks, because things kinda started getting wild at university, so I had to deal with that. But now it's all over, I'm full time on the game, so yeah, stop talking about me and let's talk about the game. Today I have some new items to introduce, some tools as well. So let's start with the first one. Do you guys remember the last knife I made for this game? Well, yeah, it was pretty horrible, so you know what I should do. That's exactly what I meant. So I modeled another one. This one looks okay for me. I mean, it's not the best knife I've ever seen in my life, but yeah, I'm gonna keep it. For the colors, I use the same that I use for other items. And oh yeah, the blade is kind of dark. I liked it that way. The second thing, it's a mineral called silicon and it's used for electronics. Very simple to model, nothing to say about that. I created a sprite for the inventory and then imported it in Unity. It will be ready to use when you find it. You won't have to drill anything. It's simple as that. You pick it and you use it. The next item is pretty basic and useful at the same time, and it's copper wire. And I would say also pretty original. I have never seen in any other game something like that. I need it, as you may know. As you may know, there is so much electronic involved in this game, so that's why copper wire is so important. A funny thing about this asset is that if I go and pick some coppers and then craft copper wires, I am able to stack them in stacks of 5 pieces. So if you're lazy and don't want to craft storage, then you can go this way and end up with some funny copper wire stacks. I introduced these two items to get to this point and show the electronic board, which is going to be the base item to craft every electronics. As usual, I made the sprite using Photoshop and a little shadow to give it a bit of depth. And as you may guess, you can find it under the resources section, while it needs 1 copper and 1 silicon to be crafted. So the process is mine copper, find silicon, craft copper wire, and craft the board. Then you should be good. Okay, let's see some more serious stuff now. Before you get too excited, this is not a gun, so you won't pew anything for now, no creatures yet. But it's a rangefinder, which is a real life thing, actually used to calculate the distance of any object using a laser beam. To use this boy, you have to grab it and point it to something like islands. Maybe. Here I'm using the center of the screen as a pointer, and you can see that the closer the pointer is, the smaller the number on the monitor. Guess why? Yeah, that's the distance. Let's try and test how far are the islands. Like this desert one is 0.15 kilometers. Of course it depends on where I point. This one is 0.5, so it's further. Then we got 0.65, 0.63, 64. Well, at this point, this thing is working pretty well, but it's not that obvious that you have to use the cursor to point stuff. So, I mean, it's obvious for me because I made it, but maybe not for everyone. So I decided to add a laser beam. And for that, I created a red line renderer. Yeah, it's utterly horrendous to have both cursor and laser beam, so I think I will have to keep one of them. And this is how it's looking with only the laser beam. This is an example of why this tool could be useful. These 3 islands have pretty much the same distance, but it looks like the one above my head, it's a lot farther than the other 2. The laser beam though, it's a placeholder and I will have to write a proper shader for it. The code to do this is really simple. It's just raycasting and calculating the distance between the camera and the hit point. The next tool is related to the previous one, and it's a beacon used to mark islands. The first model I came up with was during the 30 days challenge, but I didn't like it, so I remodeled it and came up with this one. This tool could be turned on and off, so when this part is outside like so, it's inactive, otherwise it's not. Okay, you can see in Unity that I keep track of its position with a text field, which can be changed interacting with the monitor. I thought to do this with a beam at the beginning, but that would not be visible on the islands above. Let's say I want to place a beacon on the little island over there. You can see that the size of the text is always the same, and it's also telling me how far the beacon is. Again, the code for this beacon is really simple. The last item is one of the most important of the game because it's the A-ship constructor. This little monitor will give you information about the construction mode, like if you're building or you're destroying something. But I will talk more about this in a future video. If you are in my Discord server, you probably have seen something already, but yeah, now I'm working on a construction system. I'm gonna talk about that in a future video. As I said in the intro, I am working full-time on the game, and I will update you more frequently, so don't forget to subscribe and join the Discord server for more content. Besides that, have fun, and I see you guys next time.